and welcome. This is Ruth and I'm back today again with another video for Tonic Studios, and this is one of their showcase die sets, so it will come in a lovely wallet with a magnetic sheet on it, and this is called the Beautiful Bow Display Box die set, and there are 30 dies inside, and you can see even from the packaging here that it makes a really lovely little box with a three-dimensional bow on the top of it. And I can see lots of things. Now I haven't actually even opened this or made it up or anything yet. I've just taken the sleeve off the front to have a little look, but I think I'm going to enjoy this. I love the way the back flips back and forwards there, and then you can put something inside here. Let's have a little look over here. There's some little index cards and whatnot. So I'll have a little look at the dies first, and then I'll pick out some card and we'll just get cracking making something. And I always love it when I open these now. All the new sets from Tonic have all the instructions inside. So if you're a sort of instruction visual kind of person, they're all there, but you'll be able to watch along with my video. I'll be following those, and hopefully together we'll be able to make a lovely little box at the end of it. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, to do that too. That always helps my channel along a bit. I'm trying to grow it. I'm trying to bring things that you like, that you enjoy. And I do appreciate when you leave me a little comment as well, so don't forget to do that, and if you enjoy it, to give me a big thumbs up at the end. But in the meantime, let's just get moving on with the set. I've just set this on top of my white tangerine plate to give it a so you can see it better. And you can see already that there are dies. I always like to look for this first of all. Dies that you can use in cards and all sorts of other things, as well as just the little box that's here. So that is a beautiful panel there with this lovely kind of Art Deco rose on it, and another one here. Well, obviously these look to me already like they're going to make little bands for that you could use in memory books. Maybe a little pocket here, and you could also paper piece lots of these back in again if you enjoy that type of thing. This is obviously then the two pieces and a couple more here to do the little bow for the top, and then there are definitely other panels here that can be used for cards as well. And then these are the pieces then that will make the slits and whatnot into the little box. But I'm going to go ahead and pick out some lovely colours of card and bits and pieces, and I'll be right back in a moment or two. Well, I was asked to make a blog post with step-by-step instructions, so I went ahead and made this one first of all, and that one is all in that blog post, but it meant that I was able to try it all out slowly without videoing it at the same time. I took all the photos, of course, but now I know exactly how to do this, and I can do it on camera and show you how to do it as well. So this is how it opens up, and there you are. It's a lovely little box. I actually was going to go really bright and colourful, and then I just decided at the last moment that I would go for black and white, and I think that's turned out really nice. Now for the next one then, I have gone for white and black with some gold in it on top, and isn't that really nice? So I wanted them both to tone in, but I also wanted something nice and cheerful. So you can see on the instructions here that it tells you exactly what all you need to cut out. Everything's marked out there, and you can go ahead and cut all those out exactly as they're there if you want to, or you can follow along and just do them as you need them, as I've done here. So first of all, I have taken the die that cuts out the side piece, with the top panel, sorry, that's this one, and I've cut that out 3 times, and I have those just sitting ready. So on this one then, I have taken the smaller die and I have cut that and put it on top, because I'm going to need that for the top. That's actually this piece here. Now there's a little die in the set, there's actually 2, and they cut out this little slit. So you'll see there that there's a wider piece on that one than there is on the other one, which is just here. And this is the one that you would set on top of the white piece, so you'll just put the, take this tape off and show you it better. The longer, the sort of deeper part there goes to the top of the card, and this will come right out to the edges there and put that right up to the top, and then you'll get your hole in there. And you can do exactly the same thing on the panel, and then when you go to glue the panel on top, they will all be aligned. They'll just line up perfectly for you. So we've got that one, and then we're going to put this way, and then I've taken the sort of shoulder die, I would call it. So that's this one, and I've cut that out twice, and I've cut the panel slightly smaller that's in that set there, and I've done that twice as well, and they are going to get glued on here. So that's going to go there, and that's going to go there. And then I have also taken the back die. So this is, I'm sure it's got another name, side panel D, this one is called. And I've cut that out twice as well. One of them is going to go on right here, and I've burnished everything there. So that is going to go on there. All these glue tabs, of course, are going to go on the inside because you don't want to see those on the outside when I've got that already decorated. Then there's a hinge die. That's this one. And I've cut that out once. Again, I'm going to burnish that, and that gets folded and glued on there. So I'm going to go ahead, and you'll see me glue all of this together first of all. Now I'm just going to glue this panel right up in there and hold that just for a minute or two, and put some glue on this tab, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. So now I'm coming back in again with my two side panels. Sorry, this is called top panel, so that's two more of these, and I'm not decorating either of those at the moment, but I've taken the two sides here, and you can see that I've decorated those, and then I have one of these side panel D pieces, and I've decorated that as well. So if I hold this like this, you can see how that's sloping backwards from there, and I'll glue that on top just there, and add that one on there, and then this one will go at this end. So this is flush and heading backwards like a blunt kind of arrow, and then when I get all that assembled, I'm going to glue this one on top, and I haven't decorated that at the moment, but I will be adding a little panel onto part of that whenever I get all this glued together. So we'll flip this over this way and move these over here. Now you can take the other piece that you made and you'll glue this little flap right onto here and keep these flush at the edge then. So just put glue along there. Now then, you can take this other little panel and just pop it on here, and I'll show you exactly where that went on the last one as well. So it's to leave room for the little bow. Just pop it on there, and then your bow will go here, and there it is on this one. Now I've just used the outside dies on this one without any of the decorative detail, but you know that for the other one there I used all the panels. So for this one on the top there, I used this along with this because this has no outside cutting edge, and I had to use both of those together to give me this shape here. So just if you want to know how to use that instead of using a plain panel like I have here. Now we're going to make the little box for inside it, and you'll need 2 of these pieces. And then all you're going to do is burnish all of these edges and glue the little glue tabs together, and then you will add the centres, glue them together first of all actually, and then glue all those little glue tabs. So essentially what's going to happen is this goes in like this. So you have these 2 pieces like so, with the tabs out at one side here and then the other way around here on the reverse. Flip them over, glue that together, bring all of these up and glue the little tabs together, and that makes a little box. Take this piece and just glue the tab on there to the bottom, and it goes just right up to the edge. So if we turn this over, we'll see how it goes. You only need to put glue on here and pop it into the center of the base of your little box. To line the base of this, so I've cut a square which is just slightly bigger than 9.5 centimeters square, and I'm going to pop that in there. Now there's little panel dies there as well that you can line the sides of that as well if you wanted to, but I may do that later. At the moment I'm just going to leave that because I kind of like the dies to be just that wee bit bigger than that, so I think the base is fine for now. Now when this is dry and not before it, it's very easy actually just to go ahead without waiting for this to dry. When you get to this stage, pop that open, put your little box in this way, in here. It will just pop right inside, and then you can pop this down in here and bring your little tab out there, right up to there, and that's how it closes over. So now you've got to have the little closure for on here, and that is made by some of the dies that are in this little set here. This is the little die then that makes the little closure for this to go into. So you can see whenever you cut it out, I think you could see there are 2 little debossed lines at each side, not just the one. So the one that's closest to the centre is the mountain fold, and the next one then is a valley fold. So it's really just to give a tiny little bit of dimension there so that the little tab goes through it, and I find that's the easiest way to do it, is just to slide it over it with your finger, and that's how it should look then. So all you do now then is glue this, just putting glue on here and here, and that will go right on there. And I'm thinking as I do that, I never even noticed it in the last one, but oops. But as I'm doing it here, I can see that actually would make a little plaster that you could use on a Get Well card as well. Just like that. Obviously different colours. There we are. I'm just going to hold that over and then pop that in there, and there we have it. Now you want to get that kind of centred on there because your bow is going to be attached. The bow is going to be attached right there. Now for the bow you will need to cut out 2 of these. I have them here. One of the little bars, which is the piece that wraps around the bow, and then I have taken 2 of these as well. Now because my background here is the white, I want the back part of the bow to be the coloured part, and then I'm going to glue this on top just to give it another little layer. Now I know it will cover up part of that, but then the big bow will be on top of that again, so we're fine. And this one here then onto the other side. Now I'm just going to glue one tab on top of the other, just like that, adding glue on there and popping that right together there, and then you can just hold that for a second or 2, or just leave it aside while you're working with the rest of it. And then I have cut out 2 of these as well. Now you'll need to give these a bit of a curl. don't try to do that with something with an edge on it, like an embossing tool or something like that, because then you'll get a line, and you don't want that. You want a really, really smooth curl. So something round like a little pen or something like that would do the job. And then just mould it with your fingers. I'm going to do the other one now too. And line these up so that both edges meet, and you can glue the shorter tab there right onto there, but just make sure that the edges here are even on both sides. If you turn it over even, you could see it better, I think. And hold that. Do the same with this one. And then all you need to do now is glue this on top of here, and then glue this one on top of that, and wrap this little piece around it, and then you can glue it right onto the box. Now I just need to hold those a second or two more, and then we're good to go. And then all I need to do is add glue onto here, and that will attach onto the center part of this that's raised up. And I like to add a little bit of glue out at the edges as well, just to keep it in place, because that's quite a tiny area there to add glue onto, and just to keep it really, really secure, I think that's better too, just to add a little bit extra there. And then you can centralize your bow right on top of the box there. Well, doesn't that look really lovely? It's not a very, very difficult box to put together, but you just need to remember which bits go where, and if you follow along there, then you'll remember which parts. You don't actually need to put any decorative panels on as well. Now, I was looking at this one and thinking, even with coloured pencils, you could add a little bit of shading into that for a totally different look, or you could paper piece it, or you could do all sorts of things with that, and maybe add more detail on here, maybe something on the top, maybe someone's name or whatever on there. But that is really, really beautiful. Now, I think I'll make something else with it, maybe a little card or something. But before we do that, I just want to show you that there is a die here. And you can actually see it on the box, but it says surprise. And it's one of those dies that will look really, really well if it's debossed into maybe a metallic card. So you can see on the packaging here that whoever has made this sample has popped that inside. So whenever you open this box up, you would have that in there, and that would be really lovely as well. Now there's also a die here which cuts out a little index card, so it's that one, and then there's this little tab die here which cuts out the top for it. So I have got ahead and cut one out. Now I'm not going to make a full set of these, I just wanted to show you how you do that. So you'll glue that on behind there, and then on the next one you can move it over here, and the next one over here, and you can build up those little index cards and pop them inside your box here, and that's the way they would look then. I went ahead then and made a card. So as you can see, I picked a 5x7 card, and I covered the back of it with this same card that I had used here, and then I cut out the panels for the back of each of these and put them on in black glitter card. I probably could just have put a stripe of glitter card down there, but I did actually use the panels. And then I used the toppers on top of that. So I've used this one along with the outline die in white, and the same here with the little die that I showed you a little minute ago. I have it right here. So it's this one that I was going to line the pockets with, or that you could line the little pocket with. And whoops, daisies. So I thought I would really like to use it because it does look really pretty. And I just went ahead and I cut 2 strips of that, using the outer die and the inner die, and put them up here, top and bottom. And then I paper pieced that little rose back in, and then I thought, well, we'll go even more glitzy, and I put some honey gold glitter drops on top of that as well. And they haven't quite dried yet, but that will look really nice when it finishes, when it's all finished up. Then I took the little bow and I added it up to the top of the card, but this time I just put the tails down a little bit, and I think that turned out really well. So it's just something a little different. And as I said earlier on in the video when I started off, there are lots of those dies that you could use as pockets or as belly bands, different things like that that you could add across memory books. Maybe this one, and even use some of these little strips for decorative details and for adding pockets in behind as well. So I hope you've got plenty of ideas now out of that one, and I hope you really like it. I'm really happy with the way these have turned out, and as I said, these are not the colours that I intended using when I started, but I'm very happy that I did now because I really like them. So thank you so much for watching along, and don't forget, as I said before, if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be able to be kept up to date with everything. And if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and you can share it or whatever you like, and obviously then I will have my affiliate links to everything down below, and I really appreciate everybody who uses those. As I usually tell you, it doesn't cost you any more, but it does give me a little commission. I also do really appreciate it whenever you have time, if you can leave me a little comment, because that lets me know if I'm talking to myself or if there's anybody out there, and if you have enjoyed it. I really love to hear from you. So thank you so much to everybody once again. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.